Yu-Gi-Oh! A game enjoyed by millions through a variety of different medias. Some play the countless video games created throughout the years. Others read the manga or watch the various animes. Unifying all these medias, however, are the cards themselves that shape the existence of the Yu-Gi-Oh! That we have come to know and love today. But what exactly were they like 20 years ago? Although the trading card game was first released in 1999 in Japan, its first North American release did not happen until March 2002, allowing players to get their hands on their first English Yu-Gi-Oh! Cards. The set, titled Legend of Blue Eyes White Dragon, featured 126 cards for players to get their hands on. Of these 126 cards, there were 2 secret rares, 10 ultra rares, 10 super rares, 22 rares, and 82 commons. The set's release did not disappoint and was filled with many fan-favorite cards, notably the Blue Eyes White Dragon and Dark Magician, but also some not-so-amazing ones, such as Monster Egg with a measly 600 attack and 900 defense stat line. So after over 20 years, just how well does the first set of Yu-Gi-Oh! Hold up? Now let's start with the first card in the set, LOB000, Tri-Horn Dragon. The card boasts an impressive stat line. It could really hold its own in play during its time, but was ultimately overshadowed by the next card in the set.
The mighty Blue Eyes White Dragon.
With an attack and defense combo of 3,000 and 2,500, the Blue Eyes White Dragon was the strongest monster at the time of its release. This, comboed with it being Seto Kaiba's ace monster in the anime, vaulted the Blue Eyes White Dragon into instant legendary status among Yu-Gi-Oh! Players. Dark Magician, a card that some would describe as a direct rival to the Blue Eyes White Dragon, also released in this set. Its stats are weaker than the Blue Eyes White Dragon, but at the cost of needing one less tribute to bring this monster out. Dark Magician was Yugimoto's ace monster, giving it huge popularity in a similar way to the Blue Eyes White Dragon. Both of these cards' popularity has provided them with consistent support over the years, and due to the fondness that many people have to these monsters from the show, whenever you play Yu-Gi-Oh! Today, don't be surprised to find someone basing a deck around these cards. Red Eyes Black Dragon is what I like to describe as the third monster in the popularity trifecta of this set. The ace monster of Joey Wheeler in the TV show, it has continued to see support in the same way as the previous 2 cards, and can be the centerpiece of strong strategies. Aside from the previously mentioned trio of popular cards, there are 2, or rather I should say 6 other monster cards from Legend of Blue Eyes White Dragon that continue to see some consistent play today. The first of which is an unlikely choice given its 300 attack, 200 defense stat line, which almost sounds comical, in Skull Servant. The card has received some support throughout the years, allowing it to become a useful strategy. In the example on screen, King of the Skull Servants is able to have 11,000 attack, due to its effect of gaining 1,000 attack for each Skull Servant in the graveyard. The final monster cards that still see meaningful play today are all 5 pieces of the infamous Exodia, which allow a player to instantly win the game if all 5 pieces enter their hand. It can be very hard to consistently create this situation, however, leaving strategies that revolve around this to pop up every once in a while, but are often not consistent enough to be a huge problem in the modern meta. Unfortunately, following up an impressive amount of monster cards that still see modern play from this set is the often left out trap cards.
You triggered my trap card!
From Legend of Blue Eyes, there are only 3 trap cards, and the only one that could see some play today is Trap Hole, which has been power crept out of any real usage. To wrap up the Legend of Blue Eyes set list, we have 6 spell cards that have seen continued success since their 2002 release. The first of those 6 is an interesting one in Umi. Its effect is very lackluster, but recently a strategy titled Umi Control has become very popular in Master Duel. Other cards have effects that require Umi to be on the field, and when some of them are used together, the strategy can lock the opponent into only controlling one non-water type at a time. Dark Hole, the next notable spell from this set, has definitely earned the right to remain in play. with the effect to destroy all monsters on the field. Dark Hole was forbidden in March 2006, and remained forbidden until September 2010. Although the card is no longer banned, the ability to get rid of all monsters on the field is still a formidable one, and is used in many decks. The third spell that still sees play from this set is Raigeki, with the effect to destroy all monsters your opponent controls. This card, for a majority of its lifespan, has simply been viewed as an even better Dark Hole, an already very powerful card. As a result, Raigeki was placed on the Forbidden and Limited list in March 2004, and remained forbidden for over a decade when it came off in a limited fashion in October 2014. Still a powerful card to this day, it is an essential in many decks. Beginning the second half of great spells that were released in LOB is Monster Reborn. Allowing a player to special summon a monster from either graveyard was, and is, a super strong effect, getting the card banned from October 2004 to September 2010, and to this day, it still remains limited to 1 copy per deck. The second to last spell from the set is Polymerization, which shapes every game of Yu-Gi-Oh! We play today. Without this card, the mechanic of fusion summoning would never exist, and because of its harmony with fusion summoning, it is played in nearly every deck that wants to use fusion monsters. Fusion summoning won't be going anywhere anytime soon, and we can expect to continue to see Polymerization be a popular choice among these decks for many years to come. The last, and most infamous card from this set is considered by many to be the strongest. I'll let Merrick describe it for you all.
I'll play this, my Pot of Greed, a magic card that allows me to draw 2 more cards from my deck.
The ability to simply draw 2 cards for free is such a strong one that Pot of Greed was banned in March 2006, and with the way that Yu-Gi-Oh! Has been built since its creation, Pot of Greed coming off the ban list sounds near impossible. Looking back at our list, we can observe that an impressive 15 cards from Yu-Gi-Oh!'s first English set still see meaningful play today. It's funny to think how Power Creep should have obliterated this first set after 20 years, but we could almost make a half a deck if we just jammed all these cards in. How many of these cards will see play 20 years from now, though? Will it be less, or could it even be more, as people find new strategies, such as Umi Control, that bring old cards back to life? Let me know what you think down in the comments. Thanks for watching my first video. If you enjoyed, drop a thumbs up and subscribe if you want to see more Yu-Gi-Oh! Content in the future. Have a great day, everyone.